all you flippin' flapjacks. My name is Mason.
And I'm Alex.
I'm Davis.
And welcome to FU Fantasy Football.
Foo Fantasy.
Foo Fantasy.
There he is. Davis.
We're going to figure it out.
We're still, we got to figure something out.
I need some like jazz hands or something.
I'll workshop it. We'll get this nailed down.
Yes. Welcome one, welcome all, welcome big, welcome small. How are we doing, gentlemen?
I'm good, man. I am just causing a bunch of problems in my Dynasty League. But
Yeah.
good.
Everyone loves you over there, huh?
They might or might not. I have no idea. People keep on saying that the trades I put out are like either super steals or I'm giving away too much, but they're like even trades. I'm just trying to tank.
Are they getting accepted? Because that's most.
Yeah, they're all getting accepted, and everybody's either mad one way or the other. Like I fleece somebody else, or they fleece me.
I love that.
That's how you know it's good, buddy.
Yeah,
dealt with plenty of trade rage my own self.
Give people what they want.
Well, fantastic, Davis. I see you're repping your Braves gear.
We are good over here. Going to
40-70.
Yep, first and only member in the 40 homer 70 steal club, which is just unbelievable. It's super cool, super fun to watch. My wife Anna and I are going to the game tonight.
Ooh.
So look for us up in the nosebleeds. We'll be up there having a great time.
Yeah,
and
watching the baseball game.
It's going to be a good time. Go Braves!
Definitely not be watching Thursday Night Football. Be watching baseball instead.
Going to be a weirdo game tonight.
Well, we'll get into that game a little later, but I think it's going to be a fun one. But let's jump into rants. We feeling frisky today, boys?
Oh, man. I got a good one.
All right, we'll start with you then.
All right, here we go. Let's stop using the term league winner. I can't stand it. I can't stand it.
It's so
For
true.
so many reasons. I think, and I wish I'd actually gone through and counted. I think I've seen no more than 43 different players described as league winners. Most recently, Sam Laporta. Not a bad call, but also that's not what we're talking about here, guys. We are talking about your, Quentin or Josh Reynolds in Detroit that nobody drafted, and he takes over the job. That is a league winner. League winner is now the what sleeper used to be, or what sleeper was, which is just people that were slightly ranked lower. Now league winner is, hey, this guy is about 4 spots better than we thought. Brian Robinson, you're one of those people. We knew you were going to be good. You're probably still going to be good. Let's ditch the term league winner for a little bit. At least give me 3 weeks without seeing a new player called a league winner, because sweet Jesus, I'm over it.
Oh man, I'm guilty of it. I think we all are at some point.
Absolutely. Part of the problem, but
he's using the correct. What he's saying is not the word. He's saying to use it correctly. Like, let's not just say that somebody we already knew was good is a league winner.
Yeah. No,
you see Calvin Ridley called a league winner. You drafted that fool in the 4th or 5th round. That's not how that works.
Yeah, that's great. I love it.
Anyway, there you
go. Alex, good luck.
I know Mason listens to Ringer Fantasy. I don't know if Davis does.
Oh yeah.
And they do this bit where it's like it could even be a boat, and we just do it so often where we're like, "Yo, if this guy breaks out, he could be really, really good." But I already got a guy that's doing that. Why am I just going to keep this guy on my team that might end up being really, really good? We do it Kyle Pitts every single year. It's like, man, it could even be a boat. Well, I got Sam Laporta. Why do I need to care that Kyle Pitts could even be Sam Laporta? Or Isaiah Pacheco's never been higher than 16 fantasy points in a game. It's like, but it could be a boat.
He could.
Yeah. It's like the price is what's behind the curtain. It could be.
Roll him out every single week just because he might be a boat.
I like that
one. Mine is what my little, for those who are watching, which I think we are about to have or may already have a YouTube channel. For those watching, though, it says underneath my name, it says the RB position makes me sad. So I'm going to talk about the top 10 running backs in the league right now who are not who you think they are, because the running back position is ridiculous. After 3 weeks, We are a little over a fifth of the way through the season here. Obviously, the number one running back in the NFL is Raheem Mostert. Everyone saw that coming, right? So of these top 10 guys, I think 4 of them were actually drafted somewhere close to, a top 10 player. So Christian McCaffrey is number 2. Kenneth Walker is 3. He's not that far outside. I think he was drafted, like 15 through 18, somewhere in there. Tony Pollard, that was expected. Kyron Williams, that was definitely expected, right? Nope, he's number 5.
We could maybe call him a league winner. See how the rest of the season goes. Qualifies.
He actually does qualify.
Yeah.
Devon Achane is number 6. He's kind of a funny one. He did that all in 1 week. Before last week, he had a whopping 6 total yards. I thought that was a funny little tidbit. He definitely was not drafted as a top 10. Bijan Robinson is 7. Brian Robinson is 8. James Conner 9. Travis Etienne. So Travis Etienne, I think, was a cusp top 10 guy. He was probably like 10 to 12. So we'll throw him in there. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 of the top 10 right now were actually drafted to be a number 1. That is crazy. And it happens every year. This is why we've been preaching and why we talk about it all the time. Wait on running back. It's just so fucking annoying that there's 6 guys in the top 10 right now that were not drafted anywhere close to that. So I'm upset and I'm annoyed and I'm angry and I'm hurt and I'm pissed and I want to take a nap.
Preach it, sister. Preach it.
Well, especially you have to rank these guys. Like, I'm looking at like points per game, and between 10 points per game and 12.9, you got David Montgomery, Mixon, Ramondre Stevenson, Sanders, Madison, White, Dobbins is gone, Chubb's gone, Henry, Algier, Pacheco, Justice Hill, Roschon Johnson, and Josh Jacobs. They're 2 points apart. So you have to rank them somehow. And it's like, who cares? Your throwing shit against the wall anyways.
It took me over half of the time to rank just the RBs. Everything else took the same amount of time to do than the RB position. So that's why I'm annoyed. I was, like you said, the guys between like 20 or 25 and on, it was just like, what the fuck am I supposed to do?
Oh yeah, that's even more sad. If you look at the points per game. Oof. Then you're looking like Gus Edwards, just 7.5 points per game. You're like, crap. I don't play that guy.
No,
it's a rough time out there, man.
Well, let's get into it then. Speaking of running backs, let's talk about our rankings. We are going to compare them to ESPN consensus, which they have like 6 or 7 people who they all mush together and they get some sort of consensus there. And we're going to talk to see where we are wildly different from what they are. So Davis, why don't you kick us off with a running back that is against consensus for you?
In a good way or a bad way?
Let's go higher. Yeah, let's go good.
All right. Good way. All right. Well, Mason, I'd love to do that. I'm going to start with James Cook of the Buffalo Bills. This is not that spicy. ESPN has him about 12, but this game, kind of like we were talking about with Kansas City, the Chargers and the Vikings last week, this is going to be a high-scoring shootout. I mean, the Miami offense we are aware of. Buffalo has a better defense than Chicago, or not Chicago. Whoever Miami just destroyed, Denver. But there's going to be a lot of balls in the air. James Cook has been improving week after week. I've got him at 5.
What?
I think there's going to be a lot of passes caught there, and I feel real good about him actually finding the end zone this week.
Has he not scored yet?
He has not.
Dude, nobody talks about this guy.
I have him considerably lower, and maybe it's just because he's been under the radar a little bit. But I could be talked into bumping him up.
Mm-hmm. And part of my thinking, I'll dig in a little bit on that as well, is that I don't really like many of the running backs in the top 10. For example, one of the ones I'm lower on, and this I'm not going to use him, but Austin Eckler, ESPN's got him consensus of 3. He might not play. Yeah. What are we doing?
Well, I mean, they do put those guys in there, and then they drop him if he doesn't play, obviously. Yeah. If he plays, he's going to be a top 10 guy.
Yeah, exactly. But so I still have him in the top 10. I have him 7, but I'm assuming he's not going to play. And then you're looking at Derrick Henry, Josh Jacobs, all those guys. Like, why I'm going with the guy that's improving week over week and is going to be in a high scoring game.
Yeah. I like it.
Yeah.
I think I have him at 22 right now, and I need to bump him up.
You have him where? I'm sorry,
22.
James
22.
Cook.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
I'm looking at his stats on the year. He's for some reason he's flown under the radar.
Mhm.
I think it's because
Because he hasn't scored. Yeah.
Exactly, but he has 267 yards on the ground. That's
Yeah.
way higher than all the guys that are ahead of him. Even. I mean,
Yeah, he's
he has
12
more
on the
rushing yards
right now.
He has more rushing
Yeah.
yards than Tony Pollard, and Tony Pollard has 4 on the year. You know,
His
he's just not getting in the end zone.
His PFF grade is 5.
That's great.
Best rank.
Yeah, I'm way too low on him, so I've been convinced. I don't know about 5 for me, but I'll put him probably about where he is on the year, probably like a top 12 play. Yeah, that's good. All right, you got me. Alex, who do you have that you are higher on than consensus?
Yeah, it's really weird, but I think that Raheem Mostert's going to be higher than 17th. I don't know why I would think that. He's just, the best running back in football right now. He just scored, 40-something points his last game. So I have Raheem Mostert at number 3.
Ooh.
I've got
He's
it 5. Yeah, so
20 plus points every single game. And the last time they played each other, it was a shootout with Skylar Thompson at 34-31. So I think that Raheem Mostert, I'd be willing to bet a fair amount of money that he's going to finish higher than RB17 this week. I got him at 3.
The only thing about that is the the Buffalo's pretty good against the run. On the year they are 14. And at home, the one home game they have played, they allowed 55 rushing yards. Now, obviously, he's going to get some passing yard usage, but I could see why people are nervous about him. But also, I think that offense is just going to be really good, regardless of the matchup. But that is the reason why I guess people are low on him.
I'm 14, so I'm there with you, or there with those lower folks.
Interesting.
This is what happens, though. It's like, yeah, but this guy's shown it over and over and over again. He's probably one of the best offenses of all time. But you can even get a boat. Like, we can give you a boat. These other guys just give me a boat. Like, you're just like,
yeah,
dude, really?
I will not be surprised if he's that low, but I also, just because of the offense and what he's been doing, I still assume that he's going to do well. But I think the thing that probably carries him is receptions. And just how fast that offense is. They're just going to be fast. So
New England is also really good against the run, and he scored 25.7 points.
Yeah, I was just looking at that too. Yeah, I'm probably too
low. But that's because he had 2 touchdowns. He had 2 touchdowns in that game. His rushing yards, I think he had 43 yards that game.
He's the lead back in the best offense in football.
No, I know. But that's like, touchdowns can be fluky, but the offense is that good. So I understand. What I'm saying is I understand why.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
But yeah. I still have him ranked as almost as high as you do. But I understand the thought process by it. I don't think it's crazy to say that he will be like a middle RB2 as opposed to top dog.
Yeah, let's take away Christian McCaffrey's touchdowns, because then you can see what happens with them. That's what I'm saying. We start doing these like little arguments. It's just like, all right.
The touchdown one is fair though, because they are so. I mean, it's the same thing with James Cook. We just sat here and said he's under the radar. Yeah, and I've got him ranked number 1.
I know. That's what I'm saying. He's just almost as many as Mostert, and we're not taking touchdowns away from him. Is what I'm saying. The touchdown.
Well, no, I am taking touchdowns away from everybody, because with Mostert, he had 3 or 4 on Sunday. I can't remember.
Put the New England game.
Right. So if we have him as a, because if we split the difference, I think he scored. I just had this up. I'm so sorry, but he just, he scored 13 points the first game. Yeah, 13 even against the Chargers. Then blew up against New England, and then obviously had the Denver game. I have a hard time putting him over somebody like Tony Pollard, Travis Etienne, Bijan, Eckler if he plays, obviously. Aaron Jones is supposed to be back. Like, that's where I kind of get stuck, is like, I like him as much as those guys. It feels very much, Alex, like what you were saying, where the points per game are all like, decimal points different from each other. It's kind of just like throwing it up, and he could finish 1, he could finish 20 in my mind.
Yeah, no, I agree. I don't think it's a bad argument. I think both are very plausible, and I think whatever happens this week, I've heard a lot of people say sell high on Raheem Mostert.
Yeah, you have
Because-
to. You have to after that game. It's not going to happen again.
Yeah, and I think the likelihood of him keeping this up is probably less than him not doing as well. You know, I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I don't think he would be number 1, but he's going to be top 10. I think.
And to be
He
clear,
was top 10 last year too.
the sell high thing does not necessarily mean go out and move him right now. It just means like this is probably the peak of where he's
Oh
going to
yeah,
end up.
and he's literally the number 1. He's over
Yeah.
Christian McCaffrey. Yeah, it's crazy. But I still have him high too, so I get it. I'm going to do mine now. I am really big on Javonte Williams this week. He's
Okay.
getting the Bears, and I think he's gotten more and more touches every game, and we saw what the Dolphins just did to them on the ground. I think Javonte Williams has his first big game of the year, and I am excited about it. He's kind of been a lower end RB2
Much
on the year.
very lower end. Yeah,
I think he's like 24, 25 maybe.
he's 31 right now.
Oh, he's 31.
Yeah.
Yeah, his touches have been getting better and better, and let me pull him up real quick.
Where do you have him
he
ranked?
hasn't broken 10 points. Yeah, he hasn't broken
let's-
10 points yet this year.
get that on wax. Where do you have him ranked?
Did I not say the ranking? I'm sorry.
I don't think so. Or I might have missed it, but remind me.
12.
Okay.
No.
Yeah.
I thought I was high on him at 19.
Yeah, the 12 is a
Yeah,
lot.
you know. Yeah, it is high, but I just look what happened to them last week, man.
Yeah.
I think they're. Let's see. So his attempts this far, actually, his attempts have gone down every week. So I lied to you, but he's got 13, 12, and 11, and 52, 44, 42. This is more of I guess it's more of a gut feel than anything. I just that defense is so bad.
You're thinking
That
of
run
a snap share. His snap share is going up. Not his touches. His touches.
That's-
Yeah.
Snap share,
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
So
I'm not that high, but I like
Not mad about it.
I like the idea.
he doesn't have a touchdown yet. I think that's probably what will get him propelled into this area. So
Yeah,
it's
Bears
say again.
Bears ain't great.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I got.
Love it.
Let's do someone we're low on.
I will start. Rashad White, running back for the Buccaneers. That New Orleans run defense is really good. And, I mean, ESPN had him at 26. I've got him at 32. It's not that huge on this, but I have him outside of playable range, basically.
Mhm.
I just don't like it. He's getting plenty of volume. I like him going forward the rest of the year to at least be a volume and production guy. But I would not smoke him if you got him this week, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, Alex, I'm totally with you. I think that's a very legit call. Rashad White is going to be an RB2. I think that is just playable with good matchups.
Yeah,
know?
you're hoping for like 20 carries, 75 yards, and a few catches to make that that worthwhile at RB2.
Yeah, and I have him right outside. I have it at 28, so I feel the same way. I'm not playing if I've got something better, I'm definitely looking
Yeah,
at that.
Yeah.
And I think there's a lot of guys. I mean, I think there's
31
guys.
31 more guys.
Yeah, that are better. So I agree, Alex. What are you thinking for lower?
I'm actually lower on Miles Sanders, which is weird.
Yeah.
I
wanna hear this.
They got him as RB12. His groin is kind of acting up a little bit.
No one likes a groin acting up.
They're limiting him in practice. It's a little question mark. And that offensive line is brutal right now, man. It is pieced together by rookies, and it is just not looking good for us right now. Good thing is we are going against Minnesota, and Minnesota is freaking awful. But I think we're going to see a lot more Chuba Hubbard this game, and we're going to start limiting Miles Sanders a little bit. It's mostly injury related and offensive line related versus Miles Sanders related. But I have him at 18. I still have him at the RB2, but 12 is pretty high.
Yeah, I've got him at 17. But I think there's
The highest on him?
What are you at?
16.
18, 17, 16. Hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah, I that run defense is real bad. This could be a high scoring game. We'll see how our rookie quarterback does, but
yeah, the receivers are finally looking like receivers now.
Yeah.
So I think you're right. I think it could be a high scoring game. But we'll see what the offensive line just.
There's going to be a lot of pass attempts. Yeah.
As a fan of the Carolina Panthers, this is going to be a big week for how I feel about Bryce Young moving forward. And I know he's coming off an injury, so maybe we temper expectation and we're banged up, but like, it ain't the receivers. They looked good last week.
They looked good last week, yeah.
So if he's not getting the ball, you can't blame on the receivers. You can't blame on the weapons anymore.
I watch tape on them every week, and it was the receivers early. But last week, DJ Chark, that's a sleeper this week. He looks good. And Thielen. We'll get to that though. Yeah.
I am way the fuck out on Derrick Henry. They have him as a top 10 play still. They have him at 8. And there's only one person that has him outside of that. I have him at 21. He's been atrocious, man.
I'm at 17.
Yeah, I can't get behind this dude. Like, I feel I'm going to move James Cook above him actually too. So I'll have him at 22. I'm just big out on him. He looks old and slow, and I've heard a lot of talk about him getting traded. So for those who have Tajay Spears, be excited. I think it's a good time to start trading for Tajay Spears because I've heard from multiple sources, different websites about people talking about him getting traded, especially if they lose this game, he might be gone.
Yeah.
And Cincinnati has a good run defense. We saw them shut down Kyron Williams pretty well on Monday night. So I'm big out.
And Tajay Spears is just a better pass blocker. I know it sounds weird because Derrick Henry's enormous, but he's a better building. That's why they're leaving him on the field because he's an excellent pass blocker. So it might not be great for Tajay Spears until the offensive line is getting a little bit better. But yeah, that's definitely a good person to have towards the end of the year for sure. Because that's all they want to do. They want to run the ball.
If you have Derrick Henry, you absolutely have to have Tajay Spears. And if not, then be very excited because there's real talks about him getting traded.
Yeah.
So
yeah, no, we've joked plenty about how I was so down on Derrick Henry to start the year and then drafted him as a high pick. I also drafted Tajay Spears in our New York league. So
did you?
I have for once practiced what I preach, but I will say I'm far too high on him right now. I had him at 12 is just how the rankings shook out for me, and that's going to change significantly because right now I have Mostert behind him, Kamara, Jahmyr Gibbs behind him, DeAndre Swift. That's going to ignore all of that.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. All right. Anyone else we want to talk about real quick before we move on to wide receivers?
I'm gonna yell about Travis Etienne just because I have it in my little title thing here. Atlanta has a good defense overall, but things are weird, and it just feels like this is a great Travis Etienne game. He had a great game last week. I think he scores this week too. So I'm looking for a bunch of catches, looking for a bunch of carries. He's basically rendered Tank Bigsby to just inside the 2-yard line. Dude's as close to a bell cow as I think we're going to see.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I have him. What do you have him?
I have him at 3, which is not super far off. ESPN has him around 6.
Yeah, they have him at 5. I have him at 4, so I'm right there with you.
Only reason I have him above Pollard is because Pollard's playing New England and they're tough, but that could Pollard could very easily be top 2,
Yeah, I have Pollard.
Is anybody else worried? I'm kind of worried about Pollard.
I think that was
Pollard.
I think that was a fluke game last week, but it's definitely been. He's getting the volume though.
He's just the volume, yeah. That's what you're banking on, but I'm a little worried about his explosiveness. Is not what it was last year, and it might be because he's getting volume.
Yeah, Rico Dowdle, man. Rico Dowdle might come for that job. You never know. He's an all-timer name.
He was also.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, he was getting like 10 to 12 touches per game last year, and he was just making so much with them. With
the explosive plays that we're missing right now.
Yeah, which is why I was all the Pollard truthers were like, put him in, he looks amazing. But it's like you didn't realize how much Ezekiel Elliott was spelling him,
Right.
Yeah. So
and blocking, he's taken all the so many blocking snaps he didn't have to do before. It is. I mean, very clearly have never played running back. I'm a almost 6'7" white guy. I don't do stuff like that. But it's a grind in there, man. We talk about the O-line being a grind.
Yeah.
Running backs are asked to do a ton of stuff.
Yeah.
It's 20 carries plus blocking is a lot.
Yeah. Alex, it was an eyebrow raise against the Cards last week. So he's definitely something to keep an eye on, but I can't, I'm not going to freak out 3 games in.
Yeah, he's still my top 10, but I'm just kind of like, I'll be all right, man.
Yeah. Anybody else that we are thinking, Alex, you got anything else that you're...
Nah, it's freaking running backs, man. I don't know. I got Alexander Madison low, but that's just because he sucks and Cam Akers is coming. They have him at 16 on ESPN, which is stupid, I think, because Akers is definitely playing this week.
Yeah.
I have him at 30, and they have him at 16, so that's a big drop for me. But I thought that was an eyebrow raise too. I have him at 24. He, besides the 2 times that he did fumble. I seriously don't know how that got overturned.
I don't either,
that
man.
one fumble was really bad, and then the ball squirted out after he was way down another time. But he did have 70 yards on the ground and decent efficiency, and he had a touchdown. It was weird. It's like he either looked good or he looked atrocious. It was like, oh my! Every time he got the ball, it was you holding your breath. And sometimes it paid off, and sometimes you're like, holy fuck, how did you not fumble?
You're dependent on volume with him, and I just don't think he's going to get it anymore. Like when people talk, listen, they went after.
Yeah, I think you probably got one more week of him getting quote unquote RB1 volume as Akers gets a little more up to speed. But and we all obviously know what the Cam Akers roller coaster is like. I think that's going to be good, but I did just drop him, which I'll probably regret. We'll see.
All right, I have one more that I want to talk about. We've all talked about him off of camera and off pod, and I want to bring him up because he's ascending, and that is Roschon Johnson.
Johnson.
Yeah, he's we're all big on him this week and moving forward. Khalil Herbert attempts the first 3 weeks. 9 on the ground, 977 through the air, 3 for 5, 1 for 3, 2 for 2. Roschon Johnson, 5 for 8, so he's going up in touches, and he passed him last week. Through the air, 6 for 7, 2 for 2, 2 for 2. He's taking this job, y'all, and it's coming faster than we all think.
Yep.
And they've got a great matchup this week. So I think both those guys are a borderline flex play. I have Roschon at 25, so right outside on RB2. I'm expecting big things from one or both of them.
Yeah, I've got him at 34 right now. I was a little hesitant just because of how bad Chicago looked against the Chiefs, but I'm basically just waiting for the opportunity to move him into top 30.
Well, that's both of those teams. That's why I'm high on Williams too, because both atrocious running.
You gotta hope there's some kind of sort of get right for those two.
One of these teams has to win. They're both 0-3, so
last year though,
somebody's coming out with a W.
Yeah. By hook or by crook, one of these bottom feeders is going to be a winner after this week.
The old somebody's got to win bowl.
And that's what I think that if they're smart, they rely on their fucking run game, which is why I have Williams and Roschon high. So
if they're smart, they freaking have Justin Fields run the ball. But that's neither here nor there.
Sure.
I've died on that hill.
All right, let's go to wide receivers.
Let's do it.
Davis, who do you have someone that you're higher on than consensus?
Hello. I would like to tell you about Tank Dell. I'm going to steal that.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, I mean,
let's see how high you have him. Because
I'm probably not high enough comparatively, but they are playing Pittsburgh, so ESPN's got him at 37.
Oh, it's
I'm
embarrassing. About that. Yeah.
Like, why are we not at least putting him in a flex spot? I don't understand that. He's looked fantastic.
Yeah.
I don't need to preach anymore, but I mean, the guy's still not owned in nearly enough leagues. Like Alex is on the record. I'm not going to steal his flag completely, but yeah, why are we so low, basically unplayable on Tank Dell when he's looked so good the past 2 weeks? And I'm still high on Nico Collins too, but
what is going on? Why are they both outside the top 34?
I don't know, man. I don't get it. I don't get it.
I got them both inside my top 20. Oh, sorry, not 20. Top 30.
So Elijah Moore is like squeezed right between those guys, and I get the
Mhm.
love for Elijah Moore because he's getting a lot of snap share and targets, but it's like he hasn't done it yet. It's like more of like it could even be a boat. Like
I was going to say that is the perfect example of it could be a boat.
it's like let's just get the guy that's been doing it for a while. Yes, I have I have Nico Collins at 15 and Tank Dell at 21. Look no farther than what Devontae Adams and Jacoby Myers did to that Pittsburgh secondary last
Right.
week. And I think that offense in Pittsburgh is going to start being real good. And
It's
I think,
coming eventually.
and I think that they're going to have to throw the ball anyways. And they like to. So, and they've just been doing it. Both top 15 receivers.
Tank Dell the past 2 games, 10 targets, 7 targets.
Yeah.
He has a touchdown in each one of those games. He had 72 yards against Indy and 145 last week. This dude he's ascending, and the fact that they have him in their 30s is crazy.
Yeah.
He's wide receiver 13 on the year.
I actually have him switched, Alex. I have Tank Dell at 18, and I've got Nico at 29.
Sure. I don't mind that at all.
Yeah. I mean, I think you can honestly flip flop. It kind of depends on the day. But so for the past 2 weeks, Tank Dell is averaging more targets than Nico Collins. So
the big thing about Nico Collins, PFF grade 7, like he's just a good receiver. He's really good.
I have Nico at 29 too, and that's still higher than what ESPN's got. I don't get it.
Yeah,
they were throwing the ball in Texas. Doesn't matter if they're a good team; they're throwing it. Who cares?
Yeah.
And they're catching
it last week.
It's a Shanahan system. Don't take the name Texans away from it. Think of it as 49ers, and think of these guys as Deebo Samuel and Ayuk. I know they're not that level yet, but they
those are
think of that kind of like
that's what they're trying to do.
XY.
Yeah.
All right, Alex, who do you have, my dude? Higher than consensus.
Speaking of Shanahan system, Brandon Ayuk. Like, what? Like, why? He's 23 is what they have him?
He's hurt is part of the problem.
So I have the doctors, it's the AC joint. And they were talking about because he was close last week, how they kind of heal up in the grades of him, and how since he was close last week, what the kind of means for grades, and blah blah blah, boring. They said that they would expect him at like 90-95% this week, and the dude was awesome until he got that hit. So he is PFF grade 2 as far as wide receivers. I have an 8, and I might be too low. They have 23.
There's two things that I'll kick back on there, and obviously Davis already brought up the injury. The other thing is that Deebo is also a little banged up, but also with all of those guys on the field together, it's just such a crapshoot who's going to be good. When one of them goes down, it's like, hell yeah, those 3 dudes, Christian McCaffrey and whoever the 2 receivers are, whether it's Kittle, Ayuk, or Deebo, are going to have good games. But when all 4, it's like, damn, who's not getting the rock? And Christian's always getting the rock. It's who of the other 3 is. There's going to be one guy that's probably not having a good game or not as good a game. So I built that into my ranking for both of them, but I still have both of them pretty high. They're both wide receiver 2s for me.
Yeah, I mean, and I think I rank a little bit differently. Is that I am ranking. I know that, like, if that argument holds true for me for like Jahan Dotson and McLaurin. Like, the upside for those 2 right now is like 15. So like, I'll put them like my 30s or 40s or something like that. The upside for Deebo or Ayuk can win me a week. So that's how I think of having them.
Yeah, it's a little bit of ceiling versus floor argument. And again, there's twofold. The injuries are baked into that. They're both banged up. So if they were both healthy, I would have them both higher.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think Deebo's injury will affect him more than Ayuk's injury.
Yeah,
but I still have him ranked high too. So
yeah.
I like them both as starts. I think you're starting both of them.
I'm low on Ayuk just because of the injury, and he missed last week. But he's going to be limited in practice today, so that's at least a positive.
Yeah, they're also going against Arizona. So
right, and that's kind of what I'm partially concerned about. Is that game could turn into a just run and grind out the clock pretty quickly, which Ayuk and Debo both get carries. So what are you going to do? But I think
they look pretty good against Dallas.
Yeah,
they look pretty good.
I know.
Against the Giants.
I know. I'm over here trying to bang the same drum
The
again.
Giants put up 31 against them.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they could. I'm all for. I'm happy to come back here next week and say Arizona. I was completely wrong on how they've done the past 2 weeks, but I like Debo's floor better. I have him as a top 10 play right now, but I need to take that injury more into account. And I need to move Ayuk up. I've got him 30.
Oh yeah. You crazy boy.
Well, again, injury.
What
that was perspective ranking.
Okay. Is it my turn?
My turn yet?
Is it my turn? Well, I'm going back to my guy that I've been touting for the past few weeks. Tutu Atwell is criminally low.
What is
I
Like,
don't understand.
I think they have him behind Tank Dell. They have him at 39. What the fuck are these people doing? I think he's RB 15 or 13 on the year. It's crazy. It's criminally low again. I have Tank Dell and Tutu Atwell both as a top 20 play this week.
Tutu Atwell is set as 14 on the year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have him at 17 this week, which I think is probably pretty accurate. And I have Tank Dell at 18. So, like, both these dudes, I think they're just being overlooked because they're rookies.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Tutu's, I think, second or third year, but yeah,
Is he second year?
I believe so.
Second year, yeah, it's the second year.
That's right. Well, they're both small receivers, and maybe maybe that's why people don't want to rank them high. But their production is
monsters. Yeah,
yeah, they're fantastic.
We have
so
3 weeks of this, but T. Higgins could be a boat. You know,
Yeah. Listen, Tutu's down game this year. He's had 17.9 week 1, 15.2, and 17.2. That was against the San Francisco defense.
yeah,
He scored 2 points fewer than he had the other two. Again, it's week 3. Who knows? But according to Watson, he has boomed all 3 games. So give me some Tutu on that one for sure.
absolutely.
Plus, I just like saying Tutu.
PFF grade 16.
And they're
Don't
going
hate
against
that.
they're going against Indianapolis, who is 23rd against the pass.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
It
Not a great team.
blows my freaking mind.
I'm big on my small wide receivers this year.
I like what you did there.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
I'm itching. I'm itching to go with my one I'm lower on.
Well, give it to me, baby.
Oh man, I'm so excited. You guys heard of Mike Evans?
Oh no, fuck you. This was mine. Damn it. Oh my god.
There is no better. Not since we had Aqib Talib yanking chains off of. Gosh, I don't even remember who he was snatching chains off of at this point. Antonio Brown, maybe, but the Mike Evans and Marshawn Lattimore.
Oh, it's so incredible.
Is so good, and Mike Evans has won it 1 out of about 7 times.
Yep.
ESPN's got him 21. I've got him 35. I'm probably too high on him. There's a very strong chance he scores 4 points in this game.
Yes, I've got some stats about this. Are you done?
Yeah, I'm done. It just brings me so much.
You done?
I couldn't wait to get it out.
No, I looked up the last 3 meetings of Marcus Lattimore versus Mike Evans, and it goes back way farther than this. I have him.
Oh, yeah.
I probably have him too high as well. I think I still was somewhat kind. Yeah, I've got him at 23, and I think that's way too high. I think he's probably a flex play at best. In the past 3 meetings of Marcus Lattimore and Mike Evans, he has 59, 61, and 14 yards with 0 touchdowns. That ain't good.
Nope.
He owns him.
Marshawn.
If you look on Wikipedia,
his best season so far. Yeah,
Mike Evans is owned by Marshawn Lattimore, and they fucking hate each other. He lives in his head.
hate each other.
He has a permanent residency in Mike
It's
Evans.
so good.
It's so
good.
fun. Every year, I'm like, ooh, this is going to be so fun.
Yeah, it's like, the third fight on the card with the main event coming up. Like it's just give them 2x4s and let them go have their own time.
Dude, and they get ejected all the time too. I think multiple times, one or both of them.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Mike Evans especially has come off the sideline to just stone cold Steve Austin Lattimore.
Oh, he blew him up when he hit. It's quarter. Who was his quarterback then?
That would have been. It wasn't Brady. It might have been.
No, it was Jameis. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
And now they're friends.
Incredible.
Quick,
Yeah, right.
quick note before I throw to Alex on that. Aqib Talib was snatching Michael Crabtree's chain, which is just, if you haven't seen that, that's from 2017. Stinking hilarious. He did it a few times, and it just, give me all the petty beef, baby. I want it.
Okay, so I have a few more stats on this.
Yeah.
Mike Evans versus Marshawn Lattimore. He averages 81 yards per game against all other teams. That's pretty fucking good, Mike Evans. Against Marshawn Lattimore, he averages 51.4 yards.
Yeah.
20 times while being covered by Lattimore, he has just 9 receptions and 1 TD and 1 interception. So pretty funny. Pretty funny.
Yeah, you hear talk about like avoiding lockdown corners or whatever, but this is like beyond that. This is a total just knockdown drag out rivalry and
Evans has had 6 touchdowns going back to the last game of last year against our poor Panthers. He has a touchdown every game this year, and he had 3 against us at the end of last year. That is going to end this week.
He's number 5 on the year, man. Yeah, you still got to play him, I think, but I'm
throwing him in the flex. If I literally, if I've got Tutu Atwell, if I've got Nico Collins, if I've got one of those guys that people are not big on, I would absolutely throw them in over him.
Yeah. Oh,
it's so hard to do because of the name value, and especially because he's been crushing.
He has been destroying. Yeah. So,
but
sorry, all you Mike Evans owners. That's Sunday at 1:00 too, so you better make a call.
Yeah. All right, Alex, who do you have? Sorry, that was just way too juicy.
I love it.
I honestly can't wait till they meet again this year. So we'll do it again.
Yeah.
see what happens.
When we were ranking these, I went and found his name first and just dropped it.
Me too. He was literally before, because I started with running backs. I was like, wait, I got to go move Evans.
Yeah, we got something to do first.
I'm too high on him. I've got a 23. What am I doing?
Oh yeah.
Alex, what do you got?
30s, baby.
Yeah. Garrett Wilson, and I still don't know what we're doing he's 21.
Hope springs eternal, Alex.
Yeah.
Hope springs eternal.
It could be a boat. Kansas City has one of the best defenses in the league, low key. Like nobody's talking about it, but Kansas City are riding their defense right now. They're top 10 in DVOA and adjusted fantasy points against to receivers, and they still got Zach Wilson throwing the ball back there. So I don't see top 21 play for Garrett Wilson in the future. I have him at 30. And he is currently 31 on the year.
That's what I was just looking for.
Oh, yeah. He's
30 on the year. Sorry, 30.
He's riding the pine till further notice, till they get another quarterback in there, man. You just can't trust it. Even if he has an anomalous game. Is that the right word? I don't know if that's a word. He's got the only reason that he's been relevant the first 2 weeks is because he got those ridiculous touchdowns, and one of them was a good play by him. But then that
one against Buffalo,
it was ridiculous. He had to play DB, but still somehow managed to catch the ball, which is just a testament to how athletic and incredible of a receiver he is. But of 32 ranked quarterbacks, Zach Wilson is by far the last. Crazy.
I mean, Ritter would like a word, but close.
I don't know if he would.
I think that was for,
to be honest with you,
passer rating. He has
I'm just talking shit about Ritter.
I didn't rank either of them, so I can't really say much.
Yeah.
Anyway, man, it hurts. I have him top 20, and I'm too high on him, and that's strictly because of name value and the fact that he might get 5 for 60 and a touchdown. Basically, have the Buffalo game.
Yeah,
man.
Where do you have him?
I have him at 19.
Ooh, what are
you doing? Yeah. Well, okay. So, do you put him ahead of? Do you play Amari Cooper against Baltimore over him?
Yes.
Do you play George Pickens against Houston over him?
Yeah, all day.
Yes.
Portland Sutton over against Chicago.
All day.
Chris Godwin against New Orleans.
No, I got him pretty low.
Lockett against the Giants.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lockett. I mean, the Giants are a middling receiver.
Yes.
Who is it?
All day.
Tank Dell.
And
for sure. What about DeAndre Hopkins? That's the last one I'm going to do.
No. I have DeAndre Hopkins low.
Okay. So that has him.
Oh, actually, no. I still would play DeAndre Hopkins. I put Wilson at 39.
Yeah, I guess you'd play a lot of people over him.
Yeah,
I'm too high on him for sure. I just, man, Maybe it's the boat thing.
What was he last year?
Right there.
Or last week?
He had 9.8 points last week.
9.8 points. He crushed it. Don't worry about it. 5 catches, 9 targets. I mean, it hurts, man. I don't have him on a single team. I just want him to be good. And
Yeah, poor guy.
yeah. Anyway,
not gonna
I'm too high on him for sure. But you better believe if he does well, I'm coming back here saying I was right. Don't.
He was fucking wide receiver. He was wide receiver 48 last week, y'all. Like,
yeah.
Terry McLaurin.
Hey, I want to say I was right.
Wait, no, okay. Trevor Simeon's here. The world is saved. How dare you?
I have Michael Thomas ranked above him.
Yeah, I would too.
I feel like you're trying to insult Michael Thomas there. And I don't
Ronnie
appreciate it.
Bell. If you can name who Ronnie Bell and what team he plays for, he had more.
Yeah, he's the
than
Niners.
Yeah, there you go. Good for you.
Yeah, he
He had a couple weirdo catches in that game.
Yeah.
You score touchdown.
I have DJ Moore ranked above him.
I
Yeah.
am at 40.
Oh, against Denver? Yeah. No, he gets retained. No, absolutely not. He'll shadow him. And Justin Fields
Yeah,
still
but they're
throwing
playing
the
the Chiefs, man. They're playing the Chiefs.
Chiefs.
It's
Yeah.
a brutal schedule.
It's gonna be bad. I bet you New York doesn't score in that game. And we haven't even talked about Taylor Swift's gonna be there.
Oh,
They're not-
God.
the
Can we
Chiefs
stop with the
scored
Taylor Swift
45.
thing? Jeez.
Oh man, it is big news. What are you talking about?
Oh, it's like, this is not sports news. Don't put
It got
this
a
on my feed, Bleacher Report. Get the fuck out of here.
it got a breaking news tag. I'm so excited.
And what am I supposed to be doing? Higher or lower?
Lower.
lower.
Yours, sorry.
Did we start with lower? I'm so confused.
We did higher.
No, you said
Oh, no.
2 first.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. Let's see. Mike, you stole mine. Mike Evans was my big one. Oh, unfortunately, I'm pretty low on Calvin Ridley this week.
Yeah,
Me too.
me too.
I don't know. Let me see what they are consensus. I'm a little lower than consensus. They're at 22, but a lot of them have them around the same area that I do. I've got them at 24. And I'm just nervous. That's secondary.
lower. I got 28.
Yeah.
I think Terrell has been great.
Terrell's been great.
I have-
They're not catching the ball. He's had the drops. They've had the dropsies. That whole offensive or whole wide receiver room in Jacksonville.
Yeah, I also have Christian Kirk pretty low. I've got him at 27, which I don't. Both those corners are really fucking good, and I watch us.
It's Jesse
them
Bates
having-
too, man. He makes such a difference.
Yeah,
He's so good.
yeah. I'm just real nervous. I have him. I think I'm benching him for. Well, I definitely have Tutu over him right now, and I think I'm playing because I have Tutu. I have Ridley, and I have Tyler Lockett. I think I'm playing Lockett and Tutu over him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say so.
And then oof. Yeah. So I'm real nervous about that whole receiving core for the Jags. It
Yeah, I
makes
think
me sad because I really
we'll talk about Evan Ingram, but I think that's your hope for the futures on.
Oh, is somebody else going to talk about Evan Ingram?
I mean, maybe I just did.
Okay, so we've gone through one bad, one good. I am huge on our dude, Adam Thielen this week.
Yes.
Yeah, buddy.
Oh, he looks
He looks great.
What happened? Like he stretched a little more last week, and he's going against the Vikings revenge game.
Yeah, they have him lower than
they're very low.
A picture on the wide receiver rankings. It is Adam Thielen, and they still have him at like 34 or something, 32. I have him at 23, I think.
Number 9 in the year.
I have it at 23, man. Yeah, I mean, he's crushing. What he did this last year too. He was phenomenal at the beginning of the year. So enjoy it while it lasts. I think he's a sell high, especially after this game. I think he's going to be a monster. And then if people start go get him, then
I am nervous that DJ Chark just completely takes that role over, or takes that target share over.
But they both were productive last
They play different types of receiver, though.
No, I'm not taking the role. I'm talking. So Mingo's going to take the Adam Thielen role, and I think he's going to
Yeah.
slowly eat into his target share because he's the big
Absolutely.
slot. But I think the target percentage, I think, is going to start going to Chark because he looks explosive. He looks excellent.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm big on
LSU
Thielen
legend.
this week.
Love it.
Anybody else you're high or low on, boys, before we move on?
Yeah, you kind of took mine though. I mean, I'm higher on DJ Chark, but it's not like that it matters. I'm probably not playing him.
I'm I'm a touch higher on CD Lamb. Consensus is 13. I have him at 12 just because of that New England defense, and things look weird with Dallas right now. But otherwise, I think I'm pretty chalk on most of these.
Yeah.
Let me see.
Not a huge difference other than the.
Zay Flowers. Zay Flowers, I'm very down on.
I'm also down on him.
Also down on him. Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's.
Oh, I'm down on T. Higgins. Even though he's got a good matchup, I need to see that dude is. I don't know.
Yeah.
He's got flipper for hands again. He dropped so many balls.
Yeah.
I think he dropped 2 balls last week.
Yeah.
Just makes me nervous. He has a good matchup. I still have him right outside my top 24. Right outside a 2-team or a 12-team start. So he's a flex consideration, but he needs to fucking do something, man.
Yeah. I've got Jamar at 5 just because it's Tennessee, but I don't feel, and because of what he did Monday, but until Joe Burrow is right, man, I'm going to be a little lower on these guys than I'd like to be. I'm right there with you.
I have Jamar at 5 as well.
I have Olave at 5. I didn't talk about him.
Oh, okay.
Jameis Winston is coming to town, folks.
Ooh.
He is going to be slinging that rock. And that is good for receivers. That might not be good for the New Orleans Saints, but that is good for all receivers in that offense.
Rashid Shaheed might have a beautiful game.
Ooh, yeah. That's DFS. Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, you can't start him, but for DFS, I think he's a monster mash.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
monster mash. It's almost October. Anyway.
Yeah, buddy. All right, let's move on to tight ends, huh?
I'm in.
Who are we higher on than consensus?
Evan Ingram.
I got it.
Alex, start. You got it.
It's such a
They're playing the Atlanta Falcons. Atlanta Falcons suck against the tight end. Laporta went for 22.4 points against the Atlanta Falcons.
With a blown coverage, but still.
Hayden Hurst went for 15.8 against the Atlanta Falcons.
How high do you have him?
Yeah, where you got him?
I have him at 3 behind Kelsey and Hawkinson. I have Evan Ingram number 3. He's on the field all the time. And I think that, like we talked about Ridley, they're going to pass it to somebody, right? So I think that he might have the most targets this game because I think he's going to be open more. Because I think Terrell is going to. It is kind of a revenge game with Ridley, though. So I'm kind of thinking they might try something for him. But Terrell knows his tendencies. I mean, I just don't like that for Ridley. Kirk, Zay Jones probably isn't going to play. So you're looking at Agnew being the other receiver. I think you could see 10 plus targets for Evan Ingram.
I like it.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to go then.
Yeah. Who do you got?
I thought you could take it. I just threw really fast because I didn't have anybody else to say.
I was just praying. No, I'm going to go back to the Hunter Henry well on this one.
Yeah.
He was a little bit of a dud last week, to put it lightly, but that was also just, as we've discussed, just an abomination of a game. Like, no thank you. Again, burn the tapes, whatever you want to do. They are going against Dallas. They are in Jerry World, but he's at 16-ish for ESPN. I've got him at 11, so top 12 play. I mean, you can do worse. That's mostly my analysis there.
Yeah.
I think he kind of gets back to maybe not what he was doing, but definitely a more consistent play.
Oh, yeah. And Mac Jones loves him. It's kind of just kind of how it is.
Yeah.
Greg Olsen was he was a good player, but he was much better because Cam just loved him.
Mm-hmm.
So this guy's gone under the radar because he got injured 2 weeks ago and then he didn't play last week, but he has the second best matchup for tight ends this week, and that is Logan Thomas. I have him as a top 10 play.
Yeah,
he practiced today.
If he plays.
Yeah,
if he plays, the Eagles and the Jets are both giving up a touchdown each. They've given up a touchdown to a tight end every game this year. Logan Thomas, they average. So the Eagles are giving up 7.33 targets and 6 receptions to the tight end and over 60 yards every game this year. Or average this year, I should say. So if Logan Thomas plays, which he's on track right now, I think he's a top 10 play.
Yeah,
and then just this doesn't have anything to do with anything because everyone's playing Kelsey, but Kelsey's going to have a monster game against the Jets.
Yeah, Taylor's going to be there, buddy. I keep telling people, no one listens to me. It's flying under the radar. It's going to happen.
Kelsey
out for him.
Could go for 2 touchdowns this week.
In the first quarter. You never know. I think we do have to. Do we need to pick up the pace here a little bit, Alex? How are you on time?
Yeah. Oh crap. Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. We can just do rapid fire. Low on. I'm low on Kyle Pitts. For some reason, he's still a top 10 play.
Why is he still a top 10? Because he could be a boat.
He could be a boat, man. It's going to happen someday. I've got him 15. I think I'm too high on him.
I'm sorry for burying the joke, Ringer guys. Really stole your joke.
Yeah.
Whatever. They steal everybody else's joke. It's fine. I love the Ringer guys.
Another guy that's I'm probably going to play him, actually, Luke Musgrave. Detroit is 32nd against tight end, too.
I've got a number 9, definitely.
Yeah, big on Luke Musgrave. I'm between him and Dallas Goedert, and it's kind of just a name recognition thing right now. I'm like, do I play Goddard? He's been terrible. He's averaging.
He looks bad. He just doesn't look good.
He brought it back a little bit last week. Their passing game has been funky, to say the least. But they're
I mean, a little bit. He's got 6 and 5 balls. He's just 22 and 41 yards. Like he's just not getting.
Yeah,
he looks low.
Yeah, he's not getting any yak at all. It's just like catch the ball, go down. He's pulling a Zach Ertz on us.
Yeah.
Ertz hurt his yak. Anyway.
All right. Anybody else?
No, it's tight end.
Yeah.
I'm nervous about Darren Waller, real quick.
I've got him lower too. I've got him 8 as opposed to ESPN 5.
I have him right, high, and I need to move him down. I've him 4, and I'm just like, this is just based off of hopes and prayers. I should move him behind Evan Ingram for sure.
Yeah, but he's still, I mean, he's in that top 7. I mean, Laporte has entered himself into the chat, but that top 7, I think, just separates himself from everybody else.
I have Laporte 4 this week. By the way,
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, he's entered that top 6 area of guys.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to the quarterback position.
Quarterbacks. I will resume my position as lead on this and go. Oh, I want to so bad. I have Jordan Love as a top 12 play.
Oh, yeah. I do too.
ESPN's got him 17. I've got him 11 because I'm scaredy cat. I wanted to go a little higher, but that's.
I went higher, baby.
I probably should have him over Brock Purdy against Arizona, but I do not yet.
I have him fucking 8, bro.
There we go.
Yeah. I think he has a nice game tonight. Yep.
Oh, and it's a Thursday night game too. Thursday night games get weird, so I should definitely have them a little higher.
Yeah, I think the Jordan Love connection,
the love,
the Jordan Love.
Yep.
No, Jordan Love, Luke Musgrave, another nice little DFS movie.
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna play Musgrave tonight.
Yeah.
And hold and pucker my butthole, but I like it.
Yep.
I don't hate it one bit.
Yeah. Alex, who you got that you're higher on?
I got Jameis Winston as a top 10.
I left him for you, buddy. I left him for you.
He was QB3 last time he was the starting quarterback in Tampa Bay. That dude he might go for -3. I don't know, but he is going to be slinging that rock. And I'm looking for upside at the position. And that dude is going to, no matter what happens with it, he's going to be so freaking entertaining. And I just want him to be a top 10. I got to spend number 9 on the week.
He also, revenge game.
Yep.
Yeah.
We love a revenge game. We love it.
Yeah, from a decade ago. But yeah,
He'll probably throw 3 interceptions, but
Yeah, but he might
that'll
have
just
5
take-
touchdowns too. You never
that's
know.
funny, that'll take him 6 points from his 40 points that he.
Jameis Winston is the mystery shot at the bar, where it's either going to make you puke immediately or you're going to have a great night, and there's no in between.
that's a fact.
Yeah.
That is a fact. I am big on one CJ Stroud. I have him as top.
Yes, what are we doing? Yeah,
Look, I mean, these numbers are just fantastic all year long.
Hey.
So
it's Pittsburgh secondary.
So you have him as a top 10. Where you have him?
10.
Well, that was anticlimactic, but I get it.
Sorry to.
So
I've got 11.
you're playing him over. That would make sense. Who are you leaving out of your top 10 then? Russ?
Russell Wilson?
Kirk Cousins?
I don't know.
Lamar Jackson?
No, Kirk. I've got Kirk too, bro. Kirk's gonna carve the Panthers up.
I hope so.
Yeah, I have Herbert, Allen, Hurts, Mahomes, Kirk, Tua, Richardson, Lamar, Winston, Stroud.
Stroud on
Yeah,
the year
I'm-
is QB 13, man.
Yeah, I'm probably too low on it. Pitt's just got a decent defense, though, is the problem.
They're none of their secondary, and their secondary is
Yeah.
rookies.
Yeah. I'm too low on him. I got him 18, and I thought I was doing pretty good on that, but
He's crushing, man.
I need to put him over. I don't know. It just feels like there are a few get right games in here with Daniel Jones and Geno Smith. I need to move him. I'll move Jared Goff out after today, so that'll help some.
Hmm.
Brock Purdy.
Matthew
top
Stafford and CJ Stroud have almost the same exact number of passing yards.
And see,
So far this year.
I have Stafford as 22
Yeah,
going.
But his touchdowns.
but
Stroud-
Stroud has 4 touchdowns. Stafford has 0. He's got more yards than the guys that are above him. He's got way more than Deshaun Watson on the year. Jared Goff is 10. He's got 100 more yards than him. He's got over 100 more yards than Russell Wilson. He's got 150 more yards than Josh Allen. He has 300 yards more than Lamar Jackson. I mean, he's got crazy
He's been good,
yards, and he's got
He-
touchdowns. I mean,
He has more yards than like 19 teams or something like that.
Mhm.
Tua, Herbert, and Cousins are the only dudes ahead of him that has more yards. And
Yeah.
he doesn't quite have the touchdown equity as those guys. But I mean, he's 13 on the year.
Yeah.
He's got to start being considered as a top 12-ish guy.
Right. Yep.
Depending on matchup.
I'd agree with that.
And he hasn't even
Too low
started
on
running yet.
Yeah, he ran a little bit last week.
Yeah.
So
I
I'm,
think there'll be a few more design runs because he had that shoulder problem, so I think they don't want him taking hits. But when that's all good, I think that they're going to start unleashing him and run.
they
Right.
have him
They'll
ranked
run too.
21st. Like, it's just that the problem I have with so many rankers is that they don't. They go with consensus. They're like, okay, I'm not going to think outside the box. I'm not going to look at the hard numbers. This is a rookie quarterback. But like 21st, that is so dumb. Like they have, I just don't get it, man.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
these other guys, where they could be,
They've moved up Brock Purdy. They've
Yeah.
got Purdy 12. How do you not?
I've got Purdy at 10, and I hate it.
How do you not have? I've got him pretty high too. But CJ Stroud's been better on the year. How do you not have him higher?
and the
and
same
you got-
sort of system. Yeah.
I mean, the matchup isn't phenomenal, but
Mhm.
he's
Yeah, I don't know. It's.
he's been proving people wrong all year.
I'll readily admit, week 4, I'm not ready to throw him into a starting lineup yet, which is why I've got him. I mean, I've got him 18. That's too low, but yeah, I don't know. He's looked good. He's looked good.
I mean, I just have in all of my leagues, I have guys that are consistently going to be in the top 10. I was just big on. I went and got a good quarterback in all of them,
Mhm.
so I don't really have to worry about it. But if I was worried, if I needed a guy, I would absolutely look at him.
Yeah, definitely. And he's only owned in 26% of leagues, so he's out there.
Yeah,
Want to do lower?
who are we
lower
low on? Yeah,
I'm going to skip my normal hill to die on this week and go with Trevor Lawrence against the Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah, that's what I had to.
Yeah, man, he's consensus 13.5. I've got him at 20. They're just something's a little off on that offense, and Atlanta, as much as I hate to say it, does have a good defense. And, I still think Evan Ingram gets his. I still think Etienne gets his. I don't think Trevor Lawrence gets his, and he's not looked great.
Hmm.
Let's see.
Where do you guys have him?
He's 18 on the year. I've got him at 20 right now.
I have him.
I have him way too high.
15.
Yeah, I kind of.
Well, they have him 15, so I guess.
Yeah, I had to work real hard to get over name value on that one because I still feel like he should be really good, but even 14, which is not starting in most leagues, is a little rich for me.
Yeah, I have him. Looking at it, I just didn't look. Just not doing my due diligence there on that. Yeah, I have him behind Brock Purdy. I've got him at like 15. Yeah, I for some reason I left him up higher, and I just kind of glazed over him. But yeah. He should not. I had him in the top 10, and he should not have been there. Jameis Winston is a top 10 play. Alex, you won't do it. You won't play him.
I think okay. I'm
do it if you're back.
Same league. I got Justin Fields is my lower than.
There you go. Look, I'm trying to share the love over here.
Yeah, I got a 17. Justin Fields has been 18th overall. Didn't have more than sorry guys, more than 16.7 points. That's his highest of the whole year. He goes against a pretty good passing defense with Surtain over there in Denver. They're going to have more success running the ball. We just got to see if he's going to be a part of that run game or not because he hasn't been yet.
I have a real hard time saying he's going against a good passing defense, considering they gave up 70 points on Sunday.
Yeah, they gave up almost all of those to running backs.
I mean, Surtain is really good. There's no two ways around that. But man, oh man.
Yeah,
Let me watch him hold somebody under 30 points this week, and then we can talk.
No, I said one side of the ball, just passing. Passing defense. Their running defense is absolutely atrocious.
I've got Daniel Jones outside of, but who's he playing? He's playing Seahawks. I think he could have I don't know. Honestly, a lot of my rankings with quarterbacks are pretty similar.
Yeah, mine are
to these guys. Yeah. So I honestly don't have anyone who's super low, and generally quarterbacks between like 10 and 20 are not that wildly different anyways.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess Daniel Jones I have outside of my top 15. I think I've got him at like 18, and he's for them. But I don't hate that matchup. I guess I like the other guys better.
Yeah. Man's quarterbacks is kind of like meh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I were brave, I'd tell you I put Lamar Jackson outside my top 12, but I did not do that.
Is he playing Cleveland? No, Cincinnati.
Cleveland.
Oh yeah, dude.
I've got him 9, and again, that's same thing I told you I tried to avoid with Trevor Lawrence. I couldn't do it with Lamar. I just couldn't get him out of the top 10. But
because
Cleveland's defense is just so good. Yeah, and they don't have.
Would you rather Lamar Jackson or Justin Fields?
Lamar Jackson, 100%. Yeah. Where do you guys have
Justin Fields?
I got him. I left him top 20. I've got him 19.
I had him at 17.
I think I've got him higher than that. I think I'd rather have him than like Deshaun Watson and Stafford and all those guys.
I have him ranked ahead of those guys. Yeah. You are not going to see me put Justin Fields inside the top 15 until he gets.
I've got him at 14 right now.
Runs under his belt.
I've got him at 14, and I don't love it.
Census has him at 12.4, and I just can't do it. I have Deshaun at 21, Stafford 22, Dak at 23, in case you're curious.
Yeah, I stopped ranking it like 18 because I didn't care about any of those fucks.
Yeah, that's when on Excel, I just drag it and let it autofill.
Yeah. Alrighty.
We got tweets. I got to get this going.
Yeah, get us a tweet.
FUX. Fuck. So, you know how he did all this stuff about, you can't get Aaron Rodgers with, what do you expect him to do with rookie receivers, man? Like, you can't do anything with rookie receivers in Green Bay. Well, it looks like Jordan Love can, because we have Jaden Reed with 9 receptions, 148 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And we have Dontavian Wicks with 6 receptions, 85 yards, and a touchdown. And then that compares to JSN, Jackson Smith and Jigba, for the year has 9 receptions for 57 yards. Quentin Johnston's 5 receptions for 26 yards. Zay Flowers, 21 receptions, 188 yards with no touchdowns. Addison has been crushing. 185 and 2 touchdowns. And Jonathan Mingo, 8 receptions, 64 yards and 0 touchdowns. And these 2 guys were picked after all those. And they both have, between the 2 of them, they have over 200 yards, 15 receptions, and 3 touchdowns. So Green Bay can. Jordan loves making rookie receivers look pretty good. So it's just weird that
yeah, no,
we were apologizing for Rodgers last year because he had rookie receivers, and Jordan Love was like, "I got this.
Yeah,
hold my beer."
Yeah.
Rookie wide receiver snap share leaders in week 3: Puka Nacua 96%, Zay Flowers 93%, Josh Downs 80%. Number 3 of rookie receivers. Trey Palmer, 72%. Jordan Addison, 71%. Michael Wilson, 67%.
People were interested in him to start the year.
I really liked. I mean, his frame, his size just makes him very interesting, and I think that's interesting.
And someone that finally cracked the top 50, Rashee Rice, 51%.
He's coming, man.
He's coming.
He like turning a battleship, but he's coming. It's gonna get there eventually.
I ranked Rashee Rice. He's low,
Really?
but I ranked him. He's inside 50 for me.
I should have ranked him. I don't think I've got him in here.
Highest wide receiver target rate with at least a step of separation. So somebody gets like even slightly open, they're throwing the ball basically. Chris Olave, 93% of the time, if he's open, they're throwing the ball. Tank Dell, 90% of the time. Tyreek Hill, 88%. Puka Nacua, 97%. Nico Collins, 86%. Deebo Samuel, 81%. Cortland Sutton, 78%. Adam Thielen, 77%.
Wow.
Devontae Adams, 76%. Joshua Downs, 75%.
Turns out he can play ball.
All righty. I mean, he's ascending. He had a better game last year than the week before. He's a guy to keep on the fucking radar, people.
Hey, somebody talked about him in the waivers pod a couple of days ago.
The only problem is that Anthony Richardson is probably back, and I don't know if he'll be targeting him as much as Mr.
That's a valid question for sure.
Yeah.
Well, let's see what happens this week if Anthony Richardson goes. It looks like he's going to. But I don't. He was getting decent targets. The first, I don't have him off the top of my head, but
I got it pulled up right here. He had 7 against Jacksonville, 5 against Houston. Those were the 2 games Richardson played, and then 12 with Gardner.
Yeah. So
he definitely took advantage, and the average yards per catch went down, but he had 8 catches for 57 yards. So
he had 13 points last week. Richardson is going to run it more, and he's going to take away from his receivers. Real quick, one thing about the speaking of the receivers for the Indianapolis Colts, the only receiver in the National Football League who has 8 catches on the year every game, Michael Pittman. Yeah,
I'm in on it.
He's been a monster.
Yep.
He's the only one who's caught at least 8 balls every game.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think I heard that from the fantasy ringer guys. Actually, give him credit for that.
Oh yeah, give him credit all day long. Yeah, I'm too low on him. I've got him at 16, and I think that's purely just because of the past few years of him kind of being middling. But he's looking good. He's 10 on the year right now. I'm sorry, Michael Pittman. I didn't know your game.
Yeah. One last thing before we go. I wanted to talk about him when we were talking about receivers, and I did not. Jakobi Meyers is having a phenomenal year.
Love it.
He was obviously injured 2 weeks ago with concussion, but in the 2 games he played, he 9 catches for 81 yards and 2 touchdowns, and last week he had 7 catches for 85 yards. And they get the Chargers this week, who are 32nd against the wide receiver position. My boy's going to go off. Both he and Devontae Adams are both going to crush this week.
Yeah. I love it.
Yep.
Yeah.
I have Jakobi Meyers as a top he's 16 for me, and I might be too low.
I am at 17, so I'm right around there with you.
I have him at 18. So
Look at us.
That's funny.
Just real quick shout about the game tonight. I'm looking for a lot of points. I don't know what the over-under is. I should have looked at that, but I'm going to guess it's around 44. And I feel like you're going to see a lot of Amon-Ra St. Brown on possession stuff. I think you're going to see some deep balls from Jordan Love. And I think Christian Watson and Aaron Jones do come back and have decent games.
this might be a Reynolds game because I think that Jair Alexander is back, and I think he's be shadowing the slot because he does that.
Well, great.
Yeah, there you go.
Quick on the over-under on that game is 45.
Oh, I was so close.
Yeah. So there you go. Yeah, that's not bad for a Thursday night game.
No, I think it's going to be a fun one.
There's points to be had.
I'll be at the Braves game tonight, so I won't watch.
So, yeah, he wasn't going to be there. I'm going to be watching the Braves game.
Yeah.
Yeah, weird. Okay, let's get the fuck out of here. And as we say at the end of every episode, fuck you. Bye now.
I said it.
I don't understand.
All right, I'm going to stop the recording. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.